it going, guys? This is your coach Dre. I'm filming today from Financial District in New York City, where I happen to be for business. And I wanted to record this in front of New York Stock Exchange because we can't get anywhere closer to a place that is so tightly connected to money, financial markets, and wealth, power, and in general, the whole ecosystem of the world that runs it, the financial artery of the world, than the New York Stock Exchange, right? So from that perspective, today's video is about the attitude towards money, the money in our life, and how to attract money in general. Let's start from the idea that money is not bad. Money is not greed, and money is not something that we should be stressing about either. There's a common misconception that in order to make good living or make a lot of money, you have to grind and work very hard. The same impression some time ago when I was a hustling entrepreneur, when I was doing different things in my life, including Uber, that's something we're aware of. And what I learned during that time is that in order for you to make really good, large, decent amounts of money, you have to open yourself up to thinking in a different way. First and foremost, you have to not be crazy about it, but embrace the idea that money is not bad, despite what the religion teaches you, despite what certain schools of thought tell you, despite what your friends tell you, and even despite what your parents tell you. It is even more profound for you guys that work for someone to understand that it always will be a situation that people will want to pay you less than what you're worth. And how do you determine your worth? Well, first of all, you need to understand realistically, how much you want to make, but you need to translate it into specific, objective, attainable, items, commodities, events, anything that you want to achieve in life, right? Like if you want to have a house, then you should not think of it in terms of how much the house costs, but in terms of what kind of house you want, where do you want it, why do you want it, what kind of emotions you're willing to get from that. Same applies for a car, same applies for, let's say if you want to open a business and you want to make a certain amount of money, you have to think about the impact, you have to think about how it will transform the whole ecosystem. So from that perspective, when you're working for someone and you go for an interview, you have to be able to tell them honestly and openly how much you feel you're worth, based on all your experience, based on all your additional abilities and capabilities, and based on also the market conditions in your specific niche field and in your specific specialist category. You have to do that research, and these days AI can be very helpful. I highly recommend it. You should not use vanity metrics, right? You should not necessarily go very high. You should not obviously go very low. You should, however, always leave room for negotiation, right? And you have to also look at benchmarks. Let's say if you're transitioning from one role to the other role, or if you're seeking, advancement within one organization, you should think of it realistically from the standpoint of how well you did, how well the company did, what are the challenges and opportunities ahead, will you be able to sustain what you promised, and don't be greedy, but at the same time, don't underplay yourself, because you are you matter. It's about you. It's not only about the company, but obviously it's important for you to contribute in a healthy way and grow with the organization. In terms of the most ultimate growth, what I've spoken about before, and you can watch my videos on entrepreneurship, that's really the best way to go. But again, if you want to attract wealth into your life, you have to gracefully accept the idea that wealth is not bad, being wealthy is not bad, and you have to have a healthy attitude towards spending, and you also have to have a healthy attitude towards investing. If you spend money treacherously, obviously you will lose wealth, because money is going away from you and it's not creating any value or impact. At the same time, if you're afraid to spend money in order to invest in yourself and invest in opportunities that may lie ahead of you, money will not come into your life either, because you're holding on to it, you're greedy, and whatever you're holding on to, usually you will lose it. It's with people, with events, with jobs, with anything for that matter. So in order to be wealthy, you have to change your mindset. You have to be around the right people, right places, right situations. Be bold, be courageous, stand firmly on your ground, and iteratively increase your ambitions, asks, and wants with the amount of input and strategy you put into making and building your wealth. Again, you have to work smart. It's not about working hard, because we are in an age where AI can do and will do most of the things that you can do. In fact, it will do them faster, more efficiently, more effectively. So you have to be aware of that, and it doesn't mean that your role is diminished as a human. It's just that you have to be realistic. So that is the very reason why I am in the AI space, and I'm trying to transform the landscape of sentient AI models. At the same time, I work for Nagaro, where I focus on cloud technology for various organizations. So for me, technology is the backbone of everything I do, so I'm part of it. I'm running concurrently with it, and I'm not afraid of the changes that are about to come. And last but not least, surround yourself with the right people, obviously, right? Not just events and places. Surround yourself with the right people that can help you achieve your wealth potential. So, for a lot of people, it can be their partners. Try to surround yourself with people that love and support you, that want you to grow, that are willing to contribute to your growth. It's very important, because if you surround yourself with people that are draining you from financial perspective, again, money will not come to you. It will only drain you. You will have negative energy. Remember, money is energy. Money is a tool, and how you fluctuate will determine how the money fluctuates in your pocket. Dress for success. Be professional. Do not think about how much you have currently in your bank account. Or when you will get that money, or will you get it, or will you close this deal. Just go into the darkness with not a sense of fear, but with a sense of opportunity. And if you see a quarter or so lying on the ground, despite the contrary that it may have negative energy from someone who dropped it, pick it up, wipe it, and put it in your pocket, and then take it and put it in your piggy bank. And the reason you would want to do that is because you have appreciation for money. Money is connected to energy globally. It's not necessarily connected to that healthy, unhealthy, poor, rich, or whatever person, good or bad. It is just, again, a tool that's lying on the ground. So when you take it, don't think about the money per se. Think about your appreciation towards that object. And things will start happening in your life. I mean, they have started to, in my life, they are, happening with an exponential and iterative growth, and you have to have patience. You have to think differently. You have to have ambitions, and that's when it will come to you. But if you don't spend, if you don't invest, if you don't think that from a standpoint of energy or tool, and you focus on numbers, like I want to make $1 million, I want to make $1 billion, or whatever you want to make, right? It will not happen. The only time you have to do that is if you're seeking investments for startups, so which is, for example, what I do, investments for capacity building projects. But even then, you're thinking about the impact that you're creating. You're thinking about the end result. You're thinking about the MVP. You're not thinking simply, I need, let's say, 10, 15, 20 million dollars to open a startup. Because if you think about it from that sense, you're thinking about it from a financial model valuation, and to most other people, it does not provide value. It provides some justification to investors, and it provides peace of mind for you and for the team that you're willing to hire, but it's not geared towards impact. So always think about value on investment, not just return on investment, but find the parity between them, and do not get over obsessed with money, because it is energy. So if you put good energy into the universe, you will get it back. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Again, recording from you from downtown financial district in New York City, place where I started my career back in the JP Morgan Chase days when I was a kid of Glengarry Glen Ross and the Wolf of Wall Street in a miniature fashion. And always great to visit this place. I have a lot of respect for the people that work in this space. Some people hate them, some people love them, some people admire them. I think what they're doing is basically orchestrating big financial flows that we all are part of, whether we like it or not. We're born into a materialistic system, into a capitalist system, and you can despise it, you can hate it, or you can gracefully accept it. and make the best out of it in order to be a human, remain a human in a highly dehumanizing technology world, but at the same time use your assets, use your financial resources to be able to change people's lives for the better, to be able to create impact, to be able to build your personal, emotional, and your overall wealth potential. So thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe, comment. Please tell me your thoughts and tell me what other videos you'd like to see from what other cities, states, countries for that matter, because I do travel quite a lot. May the Agile Force be with you, and remember, you've got this. There's nothing impossible. It's only limited by the power of your mind and your discipline potential.